Namaskar, welcome to This Week with Padma Dr. Sudhir Parikh. And the way we are witnessing a lot of important events unfolding in front of us, it is always important to sit with Dr. Parikh and take advantage of his insight on some of the hot button issues of our time. Welcome, Dr. Parikh. How are you, sir?
Thank
Namaste.
you.
Yeah.
Namaste.
So, when we look back this week, among many things, I want to begin with something that relates to you as a medical practitioner. What Baba Ramdev ji has offered in the form of Corona kit. What do you know about it, and what do you think about the potential effectiveness of this kit?
Well, I heard the story, and even ICMR, Indian Council of Medical Research, as well as Government of India, Minister of Ayush, Health Minister, and Minister of the Ayurvedic Medicine, they say that government has nothing to do with this Baba Ramdev's announcement. They are not agreeing. They do not have any information about it. And so they are keeping the distance from this Baba Ramdev's claim. And actually, the minister, I heard on the TV interview that he was saying that Baba Ramdev should not have declared cannot sell this thing right now without their permission, and cannot claim that it cures the corona.
Yeah, indeed. The 100% cure claim doesn't.
No, he cannot, because there is no permission from the government to announce this thing. So that is a big controversy there. And even minister himself said that. So, and what he has, if you have to announce that, okay, like vitamin C or amla or all those things, which is a health supplement and immuno booster, then it's okay. But he cannot claim without giving documentation, proof, or study material to the without submitting to the government of India's approval and ICMR approval. So both are saying that they do not have any information about that, and they are distancing themselves from that claim.
So that's quite logical and makes sense. But now, moving away from the exact situation of law of the land and the procedure that needs to be followed, but we have also talked about the way Ayurveda or the herbals are helping in increasing immunity. So from that point of view,
yes, as a immuno. It's a anti-doctor. What do you call anti? It's a historical claims that amla is nothing but vitamin C. So we all know, even in this country, the vitamin C helps in immunity, right? It boosts the immunity, or it protects you against so many all the diseases, quote unquote. There's no proof to it, but people always, that's a subjective people's subjective testimony about it. So yes, as an immuno booster, anything you can say that amla or charanpras or this and that, or gilot or tulsi, they all improve or boost your immune system, but that does not mean it cures any disease.
So
they're two different things. Two different things here.
Absolutely.
Medically speaking, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So now, looking at the whole scenario, those patients who are being admitted to hospital, they also don't have any proven medicine which is being administered, or
yeah, but this is not proven medicine. So and again, in coronavirus, 85% of the or 90% of patients can be treated at home. Here in USA, most of the corona positive patients, they get little flu-like symptoms at home, and they treat themselves with the whatever this kind of tea or some Tylenol or some drinking a lot of warm water and all those things. So and they get better, because that doesn't mean that this warm water and Tylenol or vitamin C or zinc cure them. See, this is a two different thing. So unless there is a double-blind study to prove so that it cures or not, whether it's cure or not, there. But overall well-being of the person gets better when you take a lot of vitamin C or zinc or warm water you drink, like salt water gargling and all those things. And here also 85% of the people are getting better. So what Baba Ramdev claims, it's whether you take that Baba Ramdev's medicine or not medicine, 85% of the patients are going to get better anyway. So what's the difference, So I think that claim, and even government of India and even the Ministry of Ayurvedic Medicine, they are denying it. So that shows that there is a kind of jumping of the gun here by Baba Ramdev. I mean, he could have said that this is an immuno booster, it can increase your immunity, it can help you to fight any infection, not corona infection. But he is here specifying that it cures the coronavirus, and that also what study he's saying is only 69%, but 85% of the corona patients gets better by themselves anyway. So 69% is not a cure. On the contrary, it's a less than normal thing, So whole thing doesn't kind of puts together. Only thing you can say at the bottom line is that by taking whatever tablet he has can boost your overall well-being or overall immunity.
Absolutely. So, just one more sort of thought related to this idea, and like you, mostly people feel that the claim may not result into the kind of results which are being promised, but just to look at it scientifically in terms of considering. So, one side, it is a false claim. Another, there is a possibility that it could actually give the kind of results that, or at least it could be helpful. And the rate which they have suggested, it's like 300 rupees or something, which is pretty low actually. And another argument which is going very in a big way in India is that in India the Indian medicine and Indian cultural practices go hand in hand, which is not the case in the Western medical side. What I am trying to connect it with, they have something which they say that it is beyond trial, like haldi, you don't have any trial, etc. Just respond to it, because this is a very big.
No, but again, you are missing those people who try to promote this. We are not saying that haldi or charanpras or amla doesn't help, because it's a vitamin C, and haldi is anti-infective, but you cannot say that it cures a disease or specific disease. If you say that, then you are wrong. So you can promote it as a nutritional supplement, but not as a medicine. And here also, not only in India, everywhere in the world, people do take vitamin C and zinc. This is more or less same as what is charanpras. Is after all, it's made out of vitamins amla and all those couple of other things, which tulsi or amla or whatever it is. So and those things we know that has a lot of vitamin C, and that and some zinc and some and that boosts the immune system, but it does not cure a specific viral disease.
So the best way is that wait and watch, and probably.
So, but why I have objection personally, or not even the government of India has objection, because if you sell something with the promise of the cure, then what happens is most of the patient who believes in it, and in India likely people are going to believe more as compared to Western world, then people get misguided. So they may think, okay, buy this, stay home, and keep popping that tablet, and don't seek the medical advice. And then they started having this kind of people. Once their respiration and lungs gets infected, they're too late to go to the hospital. And so I'm not saying that in the beginning mild cases should not go to hospital, but you cannot, once you give false hope to the people that this cures the corona, they may not go to hospital because they know that once they go to hospital, it costs them 40,000, 50,000 rupees per day. So everybody cannot afford to pay that kind of thing, particularly in India. So you are misleading the whole country or whole population. Those who historically we all believe in this kind of thing. So it's dangerous in a way, medically speaking, that unless you have proof, you cannot sell as a cure of coronavirus. That's what he was selling yesterday.
Yeah. So I agree with you, and your apprehension is correct. And if there is a larger trial or whatever ways it is verified, then only that claim holds true. Otherwise, they should say that it will help you boost your immunity or whatever it is. And I'm not.
Yeah. So there's no objection if they say is your immunobooster thing, or it boosts your immunity, boost your fighting power against any disease. Then okay. But you cannot tell people that it will be cured the corona. So what will happen is most of the people, those who are not medically in medical field, they will misconstrue the whole thing.
So
and that's the government objection here.
Absolutely. I think soon we will have a clear position because government has also intervened, and I think it was right step on the part of the government to object, take cognizance of this claim. And we will watch what happens down the line. But now moving away from corona kit to the effect of corona, which has resulted in certain measures, beginning with West Bengal Chief Minister has announced that they will have lockdown extended up to 31st July, and the number of cases are increasing very much. So the same situation is in Delhi. It has become the second largest city after Mumbai to have so many cases. So how do you see the trajectory in terms of India's situation with corona?
Well, trajectory is going to be grimmer and worse because in India, still people are denying that it's not community transmitted disease. It is community transmitted disease, number one. That's why it's spreading so fast. And number two, an unfortunate condition in India, which is very crowded living condition overall in general. So that kind of doesn't help. Plus, everyone is not following the instruction of the wearing the mask in the public, washing their hands all the time. And of course, in India, there's another unfortunate thing that people do not get enough water to wash their hands, enough time, So that all complicates and spreads the disease. And this disease is very highly infectious disease. So I'm not surprised at why it's going so fast. And I think there's one epidemiologist from the University of Michigan. She has predicted that probably end of July or August, India will have almost 20 lakhs, 2 million coronavirus infection.
That's quite a grim indication.
Right, and hopefully that prediction should not come truthful. But even if it happens, even 10 lakhs happens, then and even mortality is 3%, then a lot of people will succumb to death,
So while we are still trying to figure out how to deal with coronavirus, there's another thing which has been in existence for a long time, and a recent report says that in India the TB cases were 20 plus lakh, and over 79,000 people died in 2019. Though many times we think that now TB is a gone thing, but the number is quite large. You want to say
TB is not? Yeah, you're right. TB is not gone thing. It's still there all over the world. Actually, in the USA, we have TB too. In USA, particularly in the inner city, where there is a kind of low income population lives. In the Western country also there is a incidence of TBs are there, and as what you are saying that in TB the people died, 79,000 people dies every year. So it is as bad as corona, right? Even though we have specific treatment and vaccine for TB, still we are getting. But the same is worse because we don't have any treatment. We transmit through the respiratory thing. The corona transmits same way, and corona is highly infectious or more infectious than tuberculosis.
Absolutely. And there is some thing which prevents us
Hello?
from seeing. Yeah, yeah. We are with our viewers, Dr. Sudhir Parikh, and as we move towards another cause of concern these days that relates to the new order by President Trump with respect to restricting certain visas, including H1B visa, and also preventing the process of green card from those who are H1B holders, and it has caused some transitional additional problems for many people of Indian origin in America also. You want to say something about it?
Yeah, well, it's as far as we are concerned, as our ethnic group is concerned, Indian American or even Asian American or anybody who is not American, it's a very sad news, and this will affect or disturb a lot of people's lives. For example, if someone doctor who got the residency here on H1B visa and waiting to start residency in next week, July 1st. Now, what he does, his thing is in the limbo now, because he's still in India. He's not come here, and even if he comes here, he hasn't started a residency. So there's a lot of uncertainty. That's why our newspaper yesterday in Desi Talk, we did an excellent cover story about this H1B visa, what's its implication, and what person having H1B visa should do or can do. So I think it's unfortunate thing for our brothers and sisters from India. But if you look at the American point of view, because in America right now there are 1.5 million people are unemployed. So for their point of view, this is probably they welcome this Trump's decision because they have less competition to getting the job, particularly those IT job or any job which H1B visas are employed. So it's a kind of catch-22 who you are talking to. You are talking to the American here, or you are talking to nationalist here, or you are talking to economist here, as compared to what you are talking to our brothers and sisters who are coming from India or who are already here. I don't think who are already here will affect anything except their conversion from the H1B to green card will be delayed a little bit, and that's one of the casualty of this pandemic.
So, in this context, let me bring to your attention news that was published in Times of India referring to one Indian American lady. She went to India because she lost her mother, and then this order was passed. Probably it has one directive which prevents, if you are on certain category of visa, to come back to America. So she has to wait till December and stay in India, stay put to her kids are here. So there are many such cases.
Yes, there are so many. As I told you, that there are so many doctors are going to start their residency in July 1st, next week. And those who are on H1B visa and got the residency, right, they all are in the limbo right now. So there are a lot of casualties about this thing, no? Or even those who went back to India for any other social reason or personal reason, they will have a hard time to come back. And obviously, there are a lot of people are like that. They got stranded there, and now even US government is trying to stop this airlifting by government of India of Indian citizens from here. You know that, because they think that the charter flights are not playing the fair, does not observe fair rules and regulations here. I mean, in flying in the USA. I mean,
From the trade
so
point
I
of view.
think,
Yeah.
huh?
From the trade point of view, commercially.
Not only commercially, yeah, commercial point of view, and as well as they have to follow certain rules and regulations, and which probably we are not following it. So that's what government is saying. So they may stop all this airlifting too. The one still waiting to get airlifted from here. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And same thing. There's some US citizen, OCI people, those who are stranded outside USA, will have problem getting in because
Absolutely.
all these rules and regulation. Airlines like United and American Airlines and Delta, they all are complained against. So it is not very. It's too complicated situation here, right?
Right. So let me just bring to your attention another dimension, which I know it's not very effective in terms of its strength to convey concerns of Indian Americans to President. Or you have been a part of Indian American caucus, and there are many Indian Americans who are active politically. They have supported even President Trump and other politicians. So when they make a decision of this kind, which is going to affect immigrants and especially Indian Americans, should there be a say of this group of people? I don't see that right now. But what we can do collectively as a community to make that happen, that before they decide something like this, which is going to affect a lot of us, they hear our concerns.
Yeah, I mean, I always tell. I always when 30 years ago, when I was president of Indian American Forum for Political Education, and as a community leader, I always tell in my speech that we must empower ourselves politically. Unless you empower ourselves politically, particularly the young generation, we cannot claim our piece of pie, American pie. So in order to claim your piece of American pie, you must politically get involved. Unless you get politically get involved, you don't have access to all these lawmakers, those who are making this kind of decision. And therefore, we must form the more and more political pack, and we must donate more and more fund to the American in American elections election. Then we have a voice in administration, and more young people should take part in position and employment on Capitol Hills as a assistant to senators or congressmen, and then they will have more say in it. Our point of view. So unless there is a political involvement, we cannot just be happy that, oh, my business is doing good, so I don't need to be part of the political involvement. That doesn't work in any country, particularly in the democratic country.
Absolutely. I think these are words full of wisdom. And last question also relates to what you just said. This is a year of presidential election, a very important year. Now, every decision taken by a president has some political ramifications. Now, just looking at this decision analytically, do you see it is going to hurt or it is going to help second term claim for President Trump?
Which one? Which decision?
The decision that we
H1B.
just talked about, H1B.
H1B?
Yeah.
H1B visa? I think probably if you look very fair-minded, it will help him, because see, the 40% of his solid base, which is Republican base, will love it, because just like Mexican border, on that issue he won probably a lot of votes in last election, right? So this is a kind of, even though we don't agree as a Indian American, it's kind of nationalist decision, which the local people will love it. Number two, even Democrat may like it, because the young Democrat, those who are looking for job, they can see that by this decision they have better chance of getting the employment than before. So overall, I think probably it's a plus towards his re-election, and that's why I think he did it.